Tradition 9 for groups. Hello again. I am an addict named Bill. Welcome back to our NA Traditions study for groups. Tradition 9 says, NA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. Tradition 9 for groups, page 166 of the Guiding Principles book. There are at least two ways Tradition 9 offers guidance to our groups, both in how the group operates and in the relationship between the group and the boards and committees responsible to it. NA as such ought never be organized. However, our groups have formats. We elect trusted servants. We have business meetings to handle matters that keep the group functioning and connected to NA as a whole. These are ways of being organized. Our groups are organized. Our services need to be structured, and our bills paid. Much of what we do in NA requires organization. However, the organizing we do to keep things functioning smoothly and predictably is not organizing NA as such. Groups don't tell people what to say to carry the message, or what is the only way to recover. Our groups create space for an unstructured, undefined thing to happen. One addict helps another by freely sharing experience, strength, and hope. We apply our steps and traditions in countless ways, and there are as many styles of recovery in NA as there are members. There are no professional NA members. We are all equal in NA and all equally able to carry a message from our first day clean. In our recovery meetings, we make room for each other and for the magic that happens when we share recovery. Outside of meetings, we reach out to one another in ways that aren't structured. Our groups create an atmosphere of recovery. What happens inside that atmosphere is bigger than us. We don't get to control it. In order for the group to practice its primary purpose, it needs to be focused on the message of recovery. Creating an atmosphere of recovery is a big job. To stay focused on that job, groups turn over most other tasks to service boards and committees to ensure that the work gets done without diverting NA groups from their primary purpose. Group responsibility does not end at creating boards and committees. Tradition 9 tells us that boards and committees are directly responsible to those they serve. Groups have a responsibility to be attentive to our service bodies. We can only be responsible if we are involved. If our boards and committees are responsible to us as groups, then we are responsible to pay attention to what they are doing. It's up to us to see that they know what is expected, and to ensure that there are NA members there to serve on that committee. We choose trusted servants to help communicate between each group and the rest of NA. Those members are responsible for bringing us accurate, timely information, including reports, emails, flyers, local newsletters and websites, and so on. As a group, we are responsible for helping our trusted servants learn to do their jobs effectively. When trusted servants are excited about service, we can feel it. When those we serve are grateful, we want to do more. Direct responsibility doesn't mean we look for reasons to criticize. We share responsibility when we participate, when we help each other to serve effectively, and when we acknowledge each other's efforts. Accountability is important, but so is celebration. In places where only a few NA members have much clean time, it can be easy to mistake experience for authority. In the same way, when a few groups actively participate, we can mistake them for, quote, the groups that run things around here, end quote. No single member is more important than any other, nor does any single group have a greater say than others. This can be hard to remember when one or a few members are much more involved and informed than others. We can confuse the need for accountability with a belief that our group alone dictates to service committees what they should do. We are responsible to those we serve, not to those who serve most or speak loudest. Every NA group participates in its own way. NA groups are autonomous, and our service bodies answer to the groups, not the other way around. Some members will do more service than others. Some groups will be more involved than others. Some communities will be more active than others. When we are present at the creation of service boards or committees, our sense of responsibility may be different from when we join a fully operational service body. Each of us has a part in our services, and all of us together create the conscience of our groups and our fellowship. While some of our service entities have been created by the groups, others have been created within service bodies themselves. Groups support and maintain local services. We create an area service committee, and that, in turn, creates subcommittees. Or the groups create a local service conference, and that creates work groups to get things done. In either case, the tasks that emerge over time may grow far beyond what the groups originally envisioned. We need methods to communicate, challenge, consent to, and change our plans. Those systems may look very different from place to place, but the question we ask in our groups is whether it's working. If we remain flexible in our approach to carrying out our services can continue to meet our needs and circumstances. Communication is key to this tradition. Any breakdown in the process ought to lead us to look at how we are communicating. As in any inventory, we look for our part. Sometimes our groups have lost interest or felt disenfranchised by service matters. Other times, groups find it difficult to adequately participate due to distance or lack of time and other resources. Communication needs to be clear and interesting to make it attractive. Asking if a new member will understand what we are saying when we make an announcement will help us to consider how to get people excited about service. When service is exciting to us, it is naturally attractive to others. The first three concepts speak to the nature of NA services in the same way Tradition 9 does. Our groups join together to create services, and the final responsibility and authority rests with the NA groups. That we have so many reminders leading back to this same point indicates two things. One, that our groups are the heart of NA, and two, that we forget that a lot. We wouldn't need to repeat it so much if this were easy for us. For the groups to retain their focus on the primary purpose and to be able to exercise the authority vested in them, group members must be willing to devote time, energy, and thought to learning about NA and participating in decision-making, however that occurs in our community. Being involved with local service is a choice for some groups and a challenge for others. Still, we look for ways to participate, support the services that further our message, and hold our service bodies accountable. Tradition 9 ensures that the groups always have a voice in our services. Refer to the questions on page 167 and answer them as you feel led to do so. Here is a brief commentary and summary of Traditional 9. Tradition 9 emphasizes that while NA groups require organization to function effectively, they should not dictate recovery methods or create structured hierarchies. Groups maintain formats, elect trusted servants, and hold business meetings to support their primary purpose, sharing recovery among addicts. Service boards and committees created to manage tasks are directly accountable to the groups, highlighting the need for active participation and communication. Each group contributes to the collective conscience of the fellowship, and autonomy ensures that no single member or group dominates decisions. Effective service hinges on clarity and engagement, fostering an atmosphere where recovery can thrive. Ultimately, Tradition 9 reinforces the group's authority in guiding NA services.